Hello, I have something special for you today. I've gotten a lot of requests for puzzles that are more difficult and require more advanced strategies than the New York Times Hard, which I completely understand. And so I decided to reach out to Smart Hobbies, which is another Sudoku channel on YouTube, and ask to collaborate there. Smart Hobbies, if you're not familiar with them, you can check the link in the description to see his channel. I also leave a pinned message for that. And if I can, I'll put it up there. You know where they appear, the little pop-ups. So I'll make sure that you know how to check out his channel. He does really good, mostly walkthroughs of difficult classics and explains the strategies that you would use to solve them. But he has done live solves also in the past. More so in the past than he has recently. And so he suggested that I do one of his older live solves of this puzzle, which is Chasing Down Pairs by Amberdot. And so what I decided to do here is I'm going to live solve this puzzle first. I have not seen his solve at all. So I'm going to live solve it the way that I would solve it, go over all the techniques and everything. And then afterwards, I will do a live reaction to his video. So I will watch his video and I will react to that and give my own commentary, hopefully. See how our solve styles differ. And so, yeah, hopefully this is fun content for you all. Definitely, if you want to try the puzzle first, I have left a link in the description. And yeah, so I guess I'll just get started. Okay, so I see we have two fives here looking into this box, and then these two fives look up. So there's only one place for 5 in this box. I think looking at 5s might be a good idea just at the start. This 5 looks down, this 5 looks in. So we have a 5 in one of these two cells. And then, yeah, and here, this 5 looks over, this 5 looks down. So we end up with pointing 5s down here. So let me explain pointing here. So the way pointing works is within this box, we have limited 5 to these two cells. And so what that means is the rest of row 8 cannot be a 5. Otherwise, we would eliminate 5 entirely from this box. So now these can't be 5. This 5 looks in and this 5 looks down. Putting a 5 in one of these two. And I think that covers oh, it doesn't cover the middle box. Oh, actually, the middle box is quite nice as well because it also has pointing 5s. Those point left, meaning this can't be a 5. That places this 5 and this 5. Nice. So we have all the 5s except for this little rectangle of 5s remaining, which is going to need something else to resolve it. All right, let's go back to the top. We do have two 8s looking into here, so there's an 8 in one of these two. I just noticed these 6s. These look down, this 6 looks in, so let's place that 6 as well. These 6s look over. We may want to look at 6s. This box here, box 7, this 6 looks down, this 6 looks in. So there's a 6 in one of these two. Oops, not both of them. There's a 6 in one of these two. That's going to point right, like we talked about. That 6 looks down, and that is going to create a hidden 5-6 pair. So I could just corner mark 6s in these two cells and move on. But what we notice is that both the 5 and the 6 are corner marked in the same two cells. So that's going to make a hidden 5-6 pair here. So we can convert those corner marks to center marks because they completely overlap. Same number of digits in the same number of cells. So 2 digits in 2 cells in this case. You can convert your corners to centers. Okay, so what else can we do with 6s? This 6 looks up and in. Nope, not good enough. Okay, I think that's it for 6s. Let's keep looking up here. We do have two 4s. Puts a 4 in one of these two. What else do we want to look at here? The 8. Oh, we got the 8s already. Okay, we have this 2 looking in and this 2 looking up. So there's a 2 in one of these. Oops, one of these two. That's worth marking. This 1, not quite. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next band now. This 3 looks in, this 3 looks down. So that's quite nice because that causes pointing 3s here. So those point down. This 3 looks down. So that puts a 3 in one of these two. Okay, looking at 3s, I get all these 3s looking in. So we can actually place this 3, which then lets us place this 2. Now that we've placed the 2, these two 2s look into this box, putting a 2 in one of these two. Just looking to see if they have any buddies, but I don't think so. We do have two 8s looking into this box. That puts an 8 in one of these two. We have 2 8s looking into this box, putting an 8 in one of these two. In fact, this row might be interesting because it only has 3 open cells. 3, 4, and 8 are what's left here. I'm just going to mark that. That's not a 3. All right, I feel like we're doing well so far. 7's looking into here. Puts a 7 somewhere in here. Now, I can tell you that Smart Hobbies would never do this marking. This is sort of a contention. Just depends on your own style. I will mark 3 corner marks in a box if they line up in the same row or column, because it reminds me that it's only in that row or column. What Smart Hobbies says is, hey, only do 2, because you could make the mistake of, like, if I place a 7 here, you might think that now you're down to 1 7 and that you can place the 7 in the box. Whereas you have to be a little bit more careful with your corner marks, and when they get eliminated, you have to rescan the box quickly. If you are willing to place 3. But if you only ever place 2, then it can be like an automatic thing to just, place the 7, then the 7. So anyway, that's something that he would not mark. I can guarantee that. All right, what else do we want to do here? We got the 5s, 7s. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything here. All right, let's move on to the next band here. We do have 2 8s here. So 8s are in one of these two. I was looking to see if this couldn't be 8, because then that would limit... Oh no, it would put an 8 here, but obviously the 8 is not there. In fact, now that I look at this column, we have these 2 8s looking at this cell and this 8 looking here. So that gives us a hidden 8 in that column, gives us the 4 and the 3, gives us this 8, gives us this 8. Very nice. How are we doing on 8s? 1, 2, 3. This box needs an 8, this box needs an 8. So we have another rectangle right there. This is a pair at best, 1 and something. 1 and 9. Looks like that is a pair, 1, 9. Okay. This column is 1, 3, and 9. I'm saying this one can't be 3, so this is another 1, 9. These are 1, 3, 9. I am going to mark that. Might come in handy later. Okay, can we find anything else up here? That's where we were looking. We just got a bunch of stuff, so maybe. 6s are done, 5s we have marked, 7s we have marked, 8s are done, 3s. Okay, this 3 looks in. That puts a 3 in one of these cells. Again, not a marking that Smart Hobbies would do. In general, what's this box need? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything about it. So it needs 2, 3, 4, 5. No, yeah, it does need 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, the only thing I'm seeing is this 2 looking down, and that's not quite good enough. So let's move on to the next band here. We got the 5s, the 6s we got marked. Okay, there's nothing else repeating. Oh yeah, the 8s, but we also have that marked. So nothing else repeats down here. Okay, we have these 3s marked as well. I don't see anything else to do here. All right, let's look vertically. So 8s are done, 3s are done, 5s are done, 4s. Can we do anything with 4s? Not really. Okay, 2s. 2s are marked. Okay, here 3, 2, and 8. So 8 would be the only other one. 8s are done. Okay, so nothing there. 2, 5, and 8. Again, anything to do with 2s? 2s are here, which is unfortunate. I am seeing this 2 looking over, putting a 2 in one of these 2, so let's mark that. Given the name of the puzzle, Chasing Down Pairs, I'm thinking we need to find more buy value cells, but I do want to finish my normal scanning first, because yeah, that's going to be important to be able to find those buy values. All right, let's just take a quick look over here. I think I already kind of took care of these. Okay, this column needs a 4. This 4 takes that out of these 2. Oh yeah, we have these 2 4s looking down. I somehow missed that in my scan, but that does put 4s in one of these 2. I'm kind of interested in general about this column. It needs a 2. Yeah, there we go. So this 2 sees here, this 2 sees here, this 2 sees here, and this 2 sees here. So there's actually only one place for 2 in the column. So that's a 2, that's a 4, that's an 8. And we're left with 1, 3, 9 here. not a 3, because 3s are there, also the 3's there. This is an 8. So our 8s are done. They got resolved. Let's look at the rest of this box here. We have this 1-9 pair here. So what's this pair? We need a 2, which goes here. And then the rest of the box is 1. Okay, so this is the other 1-9, and then this is a single. This is on a 7, it looks like. All right, let's try to follow up on some of these digits we just got. 2s, can't do anything with. 7, feels like 7 should do something. We do have a 7 one of these two now. 5s, no. 8s, no. Okay, how about down here? We got a 2 here. Okay, these 2s look in, and this 2 looks down, so there's a 2 in one of these two. All right. So yeah, even though this puzzle does require more advanced techniques than the New York Times Hard, doing the New York Times Hard makes sure that you have the techniques in your tool belt really well practiced to get the board in the state that it needs to be in order to see those advanced techniques. So that's why I really like doing the New York Times every day. I think that's a really good way to practice. We have a pair here, looks like another 1-9. So I'm starting to get the feeling that 1-9s are going to be important in this puzzle given how many there are here. But we're going to keep looking for buy values, because I don't see anything immediately to do there, and I also am not convinced that we found everything in using basics yet. I'm going to look at this row now. We need 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 9. The 3 is here in the row, because this 3C is here. So this is 1, 6, 9. I actually, because it involves 1, 9, I am going to mark it, because I feel like 1-9s are going to be important in this puzzle, just given how many we've got. I'm just going to mark 1, 3, 6, 9. I'm going to clean that up. That's not 9, that's not 6, that's not 1. Because again, the 1-9s feel important to me. Also, maybe just 1, 3, 9 triples in general. Since we know the 3's here, yeah, we do have these 2 3's, which I somehow missed. Oh, this 1 looking up. I guess it's in 3 places. Okay. Let's look at this. This row is 1, 7, 9, again with the 1-9s. This is 1, 6, 7, 9. But yeah, this one's 1, 6, 9. This one's 1, 7, 9. Interesting. So 6 is in one of these two. Over here, there's a lot here, isn't there? Yeah, I'm not super interested in the only thing I'm interested in is the 6 looking up here. It does put 6 in one of these two, which is notable, but not. It's notable in the head, but it's not notatable, to be clear. Let's look at this column here. Again, 1 and 9 are missing. We need 1, 6, and 9. So this is a 1-9. That gives us a 1-9 pair here. This is 1, 6, or 9. So this 1-9 pair here gives us a triple here. It's going to be 2, 4, 5. We already knew the 5 was over here. That's not a 2. Okay, something I'm going to do here. Actually, I already see. So I already see something we can do here. Actually, no, I don't see something we can do here. I feel like we're close to being able to do something. So what I'm going to start seeding this. So I'm going to use coloring here. I think it's a really good way to track pairs across the grid. So whatever 1-9 this is, we're going to call that green. We don't know if green is 1 or 9, but we know it's one of them, right? So this cell we're going to make purple to be the opposite of green. So whatever green is, purple's the other one. So if green is 1, purple's 9. If green is 9, purple's 1. And so now this one is the whatever purple isn't, which is green. And so now we're starting to seed the grid with these 1-9s. Now I decided to start here because I saw that it actually had multiple paths to take. Now, one thing we could do is we could say, hey, we don't know which one of these is purple, but we know one of them is purple. So it's kind of like a purple corner mark. And that does make this one green and this one purple. And of course, this one's green. So we could have also gone through here. So what we're looking for is what's called a remote pair. So here, for example, that's perfect. So this cell here sees green and purple. So you can sort of think about this as a 1-9 pair. In fact, it is a 1-9 pair. And then you think about cells that this 1-9 pair sees. Well, it sees this cell and this cell. Well, the 7's not interesting, but this one is. So this can't be green or purple, so it can't be 1 or 9 at all. So this is a 6. And that does give us this 1-9, which we don't actually know the color of. It could be green or purple, but we do actually get this 6 as well. This one is purple, and that's going to give us another 1-9 pair here, making this a 3, and it's not purple, obviously, so this one is the purple 1-9. Okay, so these two purple 1-9s look into here, and that gives us a hidden single purple, right? There's only one place in this box that can be purple, so this one must be purple. Also, we could have just said this one's green because of the box, but that was more fun. So this is a pair. We need 4 and 7. Actually, not resolved. This involves green and something else. 1, 2, 3. So 3's in one of these two. So this is 1, 3, 9, and one of these is green. So we can mark that if we want to. These are a triple because we have the 1-9 pair. So we need 2, 4, and 7. Okay. Now, can we do more? Let's see. What did we learn? We learned about this 6 as well. Okay, so that 6 looks in, that 6 looks in. So 6 is going to be in one of these two. My grid's getting a little bit cluttered here, but I feel like we're almost collapsed. This is 1, 4, 7, 9 still. I'm looking to see if we have any other remote pairs that might be helpful with these 1-9s. I would love to be able to color this one, but I can't. If this is either 7 or purple, right? But we don't know if it doesn't mean it's purple. Okay, for this column, we need 1, 4, 7, 9. This is only 1, 4, 9. A nice candidate to see a 1-9 remote pair, if there was one. This is from 1, 2, 4, 9. Can be any of those. So I don't really want to mark that. Okay, what else can we do here? I bet you I'm missing something a bit simpler now. Now I see, I got this 6, I got this 6, but can we do anything else with 6s? 6s are here and here. That's all we've got. So no, we're not going to get to do more of the 6s right now. Okay. Oh, okay. So actually, look at this. We have 2 greens looking into this box here, and then this green looking into this box here. So we have a hidden single green in this box that does allow us to make this green. That means the purple is in one of these two. So actually, what we have discovered is that one of these cells is purple and one of these cells is 3. Or sorry, 6, not 3. So they can't be 3. If I were to place a 3 here, right? Then where do I put both the purple and the 6 in this box, right? It would only go here. So you can kind of think about it. It is a hidden pair on purple and 3, which is fun. So, sorry, purple and 6, which means they are not 3, which places the 3 here. So this is a purple 6 pair. We still don't know if purple's 1 or 9, but we know it's only one of them, right? So it needs a spot. That does make this one green because it's now only 1, 9. So this one is now a 3 because it can't be 1 or 9. This is neat. That puts a 3 here. I'm really interested to see how much of this Smart Hobbies does, or whether he does something a bit more traditional. This coloring is very powerful, though. I really enjoy doing this coloring when you've got a bunch of the same pair around the grid. Green actually is hidden in this box. We have these 2 greens looking in, and then this green looks up. So this is green, which means it's not 4. It's only 1 or 9. In fact, that gives us that green is 9. Very nice. So we can click on all of our greens, and we can make those 9. Then we can click on all of our purples, except for the ones that are... Yeah, actually, we can click on these purples, make them 1. This one can't be... This one's a 6, so it's not purple, so that's a 1. So now I can just clear out all of my colors. I don't need them anymore, and we can just finish the puzzle. All right, so 4 and 7, 5, 6. So yeah, that was really neat. All those 1-9 pairs interacting, being able to find like a hidden green 6 pair was pretty fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed this puzzle, Amberdot. This is what's nice about handcrafted puzzles, is you know there's going to be something fun in them. It's not that a computer decided it would be fun, it's a human decided it would be fun, which does make it more fun. All right, so that's a 2 and that's a 1. And there we go. So yeah, it didn't take me too long. I've had New York Times Sudokus take this long, and also I did spend some time explaining. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed my solve. Definitely stick around for my reaction to Smart Hobbies video. So I'm going to go watch that now with you and give my live reactions, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's watch Smart Hobbies solve of the same puzzle and see what techniques he used.
Greetings, friend. I will show you how to solve this puzzle, Chasing Down Pairs by Amberdot. And I'll explain all my Sudoku tips, tricks, and strategies as I do it. Click below if you want to give it a go. And with that, it's solving time.
It's solving time.
Okay. 2 and a 2 right there. What can we do with that? Not much. See the ones I see. Okay, we got a 5 and a 5 and these 5. So this has to be a 5 right there. And always place in block 3 for a 5.
All right, I started
and then
with
we're going to
5.
look and see that we actually have a pointing pair of 5s right here, because this 5 comes down column 5, this cuts across row 5, and so the 5s are limited in.
So when he got that 5, he had the same instinct as me of seeing there's a bunch of 5s in the grid, and he decided to continue looking at 5s and see where they end up.
In block 5 to row 4, so they cannot be here anymore. And since you have this 5 here and this coming down, you can solve this for a 5 as well, and then using that 5 we can solve for a 5 right here, and then we can make another mark of 5s. This is called Snyder notation. Anytime you only have 2 candidates available in a 3x3 block, mark them down, because if you solve one of these cells, you can immediately solve the other one for that candidate. Okay.
So that's, he might touch on this more later, but that's what I was talking about, where he limits himself to just 2 places in a box for his corner marks, whereas I sometimes will put 3.
The 7s, I'll do some Snyder marks here for the 7s. 6s, 2 spots for 6, and I'll look to see if there's a option for hidden pair. There's not.
So here he's missing. He doesn't use the red marks, so I have kind of an advantage there, but he did miss that these 6s. It's really hard to see my mouse, isn't it? I'll have to fix that for future reactions, but there is already a 6 in the column. Hopefully he'll see that.
Like the 6 and the 5 are there, 3 and the 6 are there, so it's just a 6 there. But every now and then I want to look at that as well as I'm doing that to see if there's an option for a hidden pair. Okay, now I'm going to look over here. Got 8, so 2 spots for an 8 right there, and 2 spots for an 8 right there. So this is also interesting. When you have the 2 8s here and the 2 8s there.
Yeah, so he's going to explain this where we're going to look for the 8 in column 7. I actually found that hidden 8 in column 7 a little bit differently, but this is a great way to have spotted that. So I kind of wish I had done that, but I didn't. I just sort of found it by scanning the column later in my solve.
What that tells you is that the 8s are limited to column 8 and 9 here in block 3 and in block 9. So in block 6, the 8s will have to be in one of these 2 spots. So we can mark those 8s, and this will be a claiming pair. So the 8s are going to be limited to those 2 spots. That's a neat. Once you see this in Snyder notation, you can take advantage of that. Comes up quite a bit.
And of course, if he sees, eventually he'll see the 6 in column 8's already there, and he'll be able to place that 6 and 8. So it is a hidden single 8 in the column, but only after you found that 6.
And I'll help you eliminate the 8s from all these other spots right there. Okay, 4s. 2 spots for 4 right here because of the 4s in column rows 2 and 3. Nothing else really with the 4s. Not much going on with the 1s. I think there might be some more. I haven't looked at the 3s much. So I can actually solve for 3 right here because of this 3 and then these 2 3s. 3s are going to be one of these spots.
See, this is something I would mark, but he is not going to.
3 spots for 3 in block 6.
That is not something I'd mark because they don't occupy the same row or column.
And 3 spots for 3 here in block 9. That doesn't help too much. So now I'm going to kind of look. There's only 1 9 right here, so that's not really doing much for us. In the name, I'm wondering, chasing down pairs, does that mean hidden pairs, naked pairs, remote pairs? Not sure. We'll keep watching and we'll see what it is that amberdot is referring to. What else can I do with the 7s?
So in this case, he'll find all those 1 9s, and it'll be probably what he will call remote pairs in this case. What I used all the coloring for, which is finding remote pairs by coloring. I'm really interested to see if he does things like the hidden 6 green pair or whatever I did, or if he does it a bit more traditionally.
7s are limited in there. I can't really do anything with that. So I'm going to look. Let's start along column or row 2 here. I got 5 cells filled in. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I made a 1, 2, 7, 9. So just
You know from my solves that this is something I do as well, where I look for houses, row, columns, boxes that are down to 4 or fewer cells. Those are really good places to look for stuff like hidden singles, naked singles, pairs, things like that.
just do this 1, 2, 7, 9. And this can't be a 2. This can't be a 1 or a 2. And then over here, this can't be a 2 or a 7. And it looks like that could be a 1, 2, 7 or a 9. But we can see now, 2 there, 2 there. What I missed is that I can solve that for a 2. Okay? And then
Right, so what he found here is in this row, there was only one place for 2. In case that wasn't clear, that's a hidden single 2 in the row. Once he gets that 2, he can fill the 7 and the 8, which is great. And that'll give him the other 8.
I solve this for a 7 and this for an 8. So I missed that there was only one spot for the 2 along row 2. The other thing, and now I'm seeing, is as this 2 comes up and this one cuts over, I can solve that for a 2. So when I solved the 3, I didn't see that I could start solving it for those 2s. Nice. But this will help us because now I can solve for 2 right here. And then we got 2 spots for 2 here. And 2 spots for 2 here.
So this is something where the red marks really do assist my solve times. When the red marks aren't used, there's lots of opportunities for the viewer to be yelling at the solver to be like, hey, there's an 8 in column 9, there's a 6 in column 8. I'm sure he'll see that eventually. And without the red marks, you'd be surprised how many things you end up missing that are simple like that. And that is one of the reasons I use the red marks when I record my solves, is I don't want to get stuck or stalled or have to do something super complicated just because I missed that, hey, there's been a given 6 in column 8 for the whole puzzle. But I do see the advantage of not using the red marks. It's similar to why I would do the New York Times Sudoku every day, is it trains you to scan better. So when he placed that 8, he should have scanned column 9 and seen that he had a corner marked 8 there, but he got distracted, right? And then when you get back to it, you might not roll back enough, right? He got distracted by things that were very interesting, right? But then he didn't come back to the 8 and go, did I actually scan my column? And then similarly, when corner marking these 6s, it's really easy to just miss that there was another 6 there. So this is something that happens to me all the time when I don't use red marks, but you'll notice it never happens in my solves because the software is assisting me in that case. So let me know in the comments how you feel about the red conflict markings and my use of them in my videos. I find them to be a value add just because they do make the solves flow a bit better. But I do see the advantage of showing that, yes, even people who are very good at Sudoku will miss simple things like that. And that I'm not at all saying that Smart Hobbies should have seen that. I'm saying that it's understandable that he didn't, given the situations.
And 3 spots for 2 there. We're not going to mark those. Great, made a lot of progress. And see, this has a 1, 9. We automatically can go right here and go, hey, that's a 1, 9.
Start to the 1, 9
naked pair, because there's only 2 places remaining in column 3. So we did this. Now what? I'm going to look down column 9 here because we put a lot of pressure. One, I have the 8
he sees it
in column 9, so I can solve that for an 8. That's going to help. And so what else are we missing? 1, 3, 4, 9, it looks like. And so I'll make these marks 1, 3, 4, 9. And then this can't be a 1 or a 9. And then down here, this can't be a 3. Okay. Great.
So personally, I think that, this is also a year-old video, so maybe Smart Hobbies has changed his habits a bit. But personally, I would not keep in a cell with 4 center marks in it, unless I was confident that it would come into play soon, like I was near the end of the puzzle. I have found that it just clutters up the grid, and you're not going to find anything useful from a cell with 4 or more center marks in it, usually, especially in this kind of situation where we have a bunch of givens around it already.
Look down column 8 now, because there's only 3 spots remaining. I'm always going to look for the most restricted.
So here he should notice the 6, because he should, or I'm wondering if he'll make the mistake that also is common when you don't have the red markings, which is to assume that 6 is one of the candidates for the column.
houses, rows, columns, or blocks when I'm doing the solving, because that's where you restrict the puzzle enough, you can eliminate enough candidates, you can make a solve, right? So I am expecting some advanced strategies. That's why I'm doing the marking now as I switched over to marking the cells. Stay tuned. Let's see where this takes us.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, where by doing the New York Times hard every day, you get more used to eking out as much as you can from the basic techniques first. So like I spent a lot more time getting more information into my grid before I started thinking, hey, I should start center marking to find advanced techniques. Because I really feel like you should try to get as much of the basic information as you can before you start going, oh, I better start penciling this grid to try to find, my, Y wings or my, what fishes or remote pairs or whatever it is.
Looking for a 1, 4, and 9 here. Well, I have a 1 and a 9. This actually has to be a 4. So
it's interesting that he didn't actually notice that corner mark 6 shouldn't have been there. He just filled the 4, which was convenient because that is still going to get him the same result.
It's a 4. That's going to be your 6. That's going to be your 8. And this is going to be a 3. And now we can get rid of the 3, 4. So you have a 1, 9, a 1, 9. This has to be a 4. See how that works? Awesome. And so we are solving quickly, and this is going to be a 1, 9 right there. So we're getting some 1, 9 pairs going on here. Interesting. Seen a lot of those. Okay, and we come down column 8. This has to be a 1, 9 because it's the only cell remaining, and you have 2 cells empty, so it has to be a 1, 9. What can this be? It looks like it can be a 1 and a 3 and a 9. So 1, 3, 9. Can't eliminate that any further yet. So now I'm going to look across row 6. We're 2 spots missing there. It looks like 6 and 8. I got an 8 here, so that's got to be your 6, and that's got to be your 8. So that's going to help us out. And now with these 2 8s and these 8s, this has got to be an 8. So we're moving along.
Getting more basics.
We got all of the 8s. Great. And so where is my next place of great restrictions? We can look at row 9 or row 3. Let's look at row 9. You have a 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. I need a 1, 5, 6, 9. So this would be a 1, 9. Hey, another 1, 9 popping up. That's interesting. 1.
So something interesting is at this point, I already had a hidden pair. At this point, I'm actually not remembering. Was it a 5, 6 pair? And I'm scanning here and I'm not seeing it, which makes me think that I got a 6 in box 7. And I know my mouse is very hard to see. But down in the bottom left, box 7, I believe I had a 6 placed somewhere, which he hasn't found. So that's not going to give him this hidden 5, 6. But actually, he has it for the row, because if you look at column 5, you've got that 5, 6 looking down. He already has the 5, 6 that he saw on in row 9, column 1, in the bottom left. So he's going to find that it's a 5, 6 pair with a 1, 9 pair, and he's going to get that additional 1, 9.
5, 6, 9. So this looks like a 5, 6, 9. This would be a 1, 9. Really? Another 1, 9? Okay, I think we got something going on here. And a 1, 5, 6. So because we have the 1, 9s here, I will mark that. This is a naked pair. And since it's a naked pair, we can eliminate the 1s and the 9s from every other cell. Another way we could have looked at this is as a hidden pair, 5, 6 there, 5, 6 cutting across. And I guess you don't see the 5, but you see the 6s are limited now. And so you could also...
Yeah, I think he's going to realize it's a hidden pair in the row rather than the box at this point, because he doesn't have the 6 placed in box 7.
But maybe pick that out as a hidden pair. But awesome. Okay, I think the 1, 9... there's something going on with the 1s and the 9s. I think that is going to be the clue and the cue to solve this particular puzzle. But I can't really connect those just yet.
He's already
look for
catching
some W
on
wings,
that.
but I think I'm going to do some cleanup first before I get into all that. All right.
It's cool to see that our instincts are pretty similar in this case, where it's like, okay, this this puzzle's called Chasing Down Pairs, and there's a bunch of 1, 9s in the grid, so those are going to be important. We should watch out.
So now you have the 6 here. The 6s are limited to these spots. I'll get rid of the 5s, which means that 6s have to be in one of these 2 spots here in column.
Yeah, so I guess what he missed, I must have had those corner marks. What he missed is the crossing on 6s in box 7. So I really wish I could draw or something. But the 5-3 in box 7, sorry, it's not the 5-3, is it? It's the 2-3. The 2-3 in box 7. If you look at the column they don't occupy, you get the 6 in column 1, and then you also have a 6 in row 8, and those cross against the 2-3, giving you a really useful pointing 6 in box 7, which may have made him find that 5-6 pair a bit earlier.
Excuse me, block 7. All right, what else can I do? Where else is the restriction? I'm looking now at column.
Yeah, I was about to say column 7 has 3 left, and that seems to be what he's looking for.
3, right? Because we only have 3 spots remaining. It looks like it's a 1, 6, and 9. A 1, 9 again.
Yeah.
Here's your 1, 9. This looks like a 1, 6, 9. And then what can this be? It looks like also a 1, 6, 9. Okay. Now, I see an advanced strategy. And it starts here. And it goes to right
he's
there.
He's going to find the same remote
called?
pair, but he's not going
I
to
think I mentioned it before. This is called a remote pair. So an even number of candidates, they all are a chain, they see each other, and they're all the same bi-value cell, BVC. So 1, 9 here goes to here, here, and here. What does this mean? If this is a 1, then that'd be a 9, that'd be a 1, this would be a 9. If this is a 9, that'd be a 1, 9, 1. So whatever this one is, this would be the opposite. And since there's an even amount, that's why it works out. So you can eliminate both a 1 and a 9 from any cell that sees both of these. So you can eliminate a 1 and a 9 from this cell right there. Because it's...
So yeah, that's probably a more traditional way to look at a remote pair rather than the coloring technique I used. The coloring technique I used is extremely powerful and can be used for the rest of the solve, as you saw. If he isn't going to color these, then he might have to just be individually finding these more remote pairs as he goes. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. But he's going to get this 6 at the top. It's going to give him the 1, 9 down below in box 7 in column 3. And then that's going to create a 1, 9 pair in row 7, giving him the 3 and another 1, 9. So I'm curious where he goes from there.
It sees both of those. That is awesome. So once we eliminate that 1 and the 9, this has to be a 6. Chasing down pairs, I think, has to do with remote pairs. I believe amberdot called this a lonely digit. And so this idea, too, of you having 3 digits, and you take out 2 with the remote pair, and then you solve the one that's remaining.
Yeah, so that's something that I was wondering if he'd mentioned that. Yeah, I was trying to investigate this, and amberdot, at least Smart Hobbies, called this puzzle Chasing Down Pairs. And normally you wouldn't change the name of a puzzle by another person. So I was a little confused by that, because when you clicked the link that Smart Hobbies provided, it was called a lonely digit. And then, but then I found the Logic Masters Germany listing for the puzzle by amberdot, and it was called Chasing Down Pairs there. So I took the initiative just to keep things consistent and named it Chasing Down Pairs within the link that I provided below. But it seems that there's two titles for this puzzle.
That can also see how that works. So I think remote pairs is what we need to be looking for here, people. That was awesome. I love that. Now, did that give us a great solve? Well, this 6 now eliminates a 6 here, and it allows us to solve for a 6 right there. We'll remove that mark. And now with this 1, 9, wow, a lot of 1, 9s. And the 1, 9 here means this has to be a 3, because now the 1, 9 is a naked pair coming across. So we can get rid of that 3.
So yeah, at this point, this is where I was going mad with coloring, and I found some neat things with that. And I'm curious if there's just a more straightforward way that the same deductions are made, or if he takes a different path from here.
And we have another 1, 9, okay. And I'm looking, so you got a 1, 9 here and 1, 9 here. So now that's another naked pair. You're looking for a 2, 4, 5. So let's look across here. 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, and this would be a 4, 5. I can't make any more solves based on that. Where else? Let's finish up block 1 here. It looks like it'd be a 1, 7, 9, or the 1, 7, 9 is feeding into any of that right now.
Yeah, there's a 7 and
no. A 3. Okay. But I see another remote pair. Do you starting right here? Can you link it together? There's actually a couple ways of doing it. I'll show you.
I'm wondering what he sees here. Let me see if I So I'm thinking he's going from the bottom left. He's going to go through the box to this 1-9. Then he's going to go right into. I wish you could see my mouse better. Right into block 9, which he calls block. I call them boxes. Box 9 here. He's going to get a 1-9 there. Then that's going to go to the other 1-9 that's in row 8 in box 9, and then he's going to go up to the 1-9 in box 3, and then he's going to what's he going to do from there? I wonder. Oh yeah, he's going to go up to the 1-9 all the way up to on the top right, and so the two corners of the entire grid are probably a 1-9 pair. I wasn't tracking whether that was an even or an odd. So we've got let's just say A. Let's see, it was A B A B A B. Yeah, so that is a 1-9 pair. So he's going to put a 7 in row 1, column 1 at the very top left.
The way I see. Remember, you're going to be connecting these 1s and 9s, have to see each other.
And this is where coloring as you go can just really help you see these without having to re-find it every time.
Here, to here, to here, to here. So 1.
All right, he took a slightly different path, but it's exactly the same result where the two corners. I said he would go through column 7. He ended up going through column 9, which is the same thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just mark the beginning and the end. Oh, this is really cool. So that's a 1, that's going to be a 9, this is a 9, that's going to be a 1. We can eliminate 1, 9 from any cell that sees both. So which cell can we eliminate from? It's right here, right? So we can eliminate that 1 and the 9. That has to be a 7. So that was a 6-chain remote pair. How cool is that? So we're using the same digits, another remote pair, and we're making a solve. So we solved that for 7. Now we can solve for 7 right here. And we can also solve for 4. We didn't solve the remote pair yet, but we were able to solve the 4 and the 7 there.
Yeah, now we get a bunch of singles. We get the 2 in box 4, and we should get this 1-9 pair in box 1, which should give you the 7 in box 2.
How does that affect this row here? We need 1, 3, 9. Looks like that's a 1, 3, and this is a 1, 3, 9. So what you can see right here, 1, 3, 9, this is a naked triple. I'll actually highlight that. So the naked triple within the block. So that means you got the 5, 6 here, you got the 1, 3, 9 here. This is also a naked triple, but you can also notice it by using the 2, the 1 9s right there. But what would these 3 cells be? Now they have to be a 2, 4, and a 7. So this is going to be a 4, 7. It's going to be a 2, 4, 7, and this would also be a 2, 4, 7. All right, we'll get rid of all that marking there. Get back to our solving. Okay, I want to see what else can we do. Well, let's eliminate these 7s while we're here. And so now the 7's only in one spot up there in row 2.
Also finishes.
So we can mark that 7. And then you can see there's 2 spots for 7 here.
He's still focused on 7.
Get rid of this 7. 2 spots for 7 there. Nice. Okay. And we're going to keep on moving along with this puzzle. So far, this has been great. Now, where else can we do some solves? Let's look across row 1. It looks like.
Yeah, so here's another case where, again, if you aren't using the red marks, which, on paper you wouldn't, he should have backtracked and looked at the digits he got, because he focused on the 7s. He didn't come back, and he still hasn't gone back to look at this 4 that he placed and how it looks up. And he hasn't gone back to look at column 2 where he found that 1-9 pair.
We need a 1, 4, 9. So this is a 4, 9. And this can be a 1, 4, or a 9. So you see how there is a 1, 9 right here and a 1, 9. Can we connect these and make another remote pair to eliminate?
And that's a question that's a lot easier to answer if you just keep your coloring going. But let me see if he does find a way to do that. Let's see, 1, 9. So you can connect it. I think you need to use row 8 here, because the 1, 9 here, the other version of 1, 9 is going to be in row 8 of box 8. And then that's going to let you connect it to the 1, 9 that's in box 9. So let's see how that works. Like A, B, A, B, A, B, A. I think these are the same 1, 9s, actually. So I'm not sure that that's helpful.
The 1 and the 9 right there. Let's see. Let's count the cells. 1, 2, 3,
He's going this other way. Okay, that's another way to see it.
4, 5, 6, 7. No, you can't.
Yeah, so he came to the same conclusion.
It's not the right amount. So 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because at 7, you actually cannot make the remote pair elimination right there. So don't fall in that. But we can go a little further here. Start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, at this point, just color, man. I will stop talking about that, though.
So if you start here and end here, that is a remote pair. And
so he's going to eliminate from row 3, column 5 here.
What we can do is eliminate the 1 and 9 from wherever this cell is. So this could be, it looks like 1, 3, 6, 9. You see the 6. We just eliminated the 1 and 9. This cell right here, that has to be a 3.
Yeah, so this is the same exact 3 that I got when I found my quote-unquote hidden, what was it, a hidden 6 green pair or something like that. I could have just seen this remote pair here as well. I probably had it all colored, and that is a bit simpler.
So we can mark that for a 3. See how that works? Because the 6 can't be there, and we just eliminated the 1 and 9. This has to be a 3. Awesome. Love it. All right. Very cool. Okay, so now we got that 3 right there. Let's do some cross-hatching here. You can get rid of the 3 right there, which makes this 3. And we got our 1 9s.
I think at this point, he just needs to find all his singles, and he'll be done.
Coming up. So now you have a naked pair of 1 9. We can actually solve for the 4 using that logic.
And he gets the same exact 9 that I got that resolves all of our 1 9 pairs. So hopefully he'll go around the grid and resolve those now, which is super fun.
Which is cool. But don't, if you have 7, do not do the elimination. You want to make sure you have an even number of remote pairs. Very, very.
Yeah, and coloring can really help you do that as well, where it's like you need 2 different colors. You can't have the same color looking in and eliminating both digits.
Very important. Okay, so now we got this 9. This is going to be good because now we can solve all these remote
Nice. Yep.
pairs, right? So 1, 9, 1, 9, 1, 9, 1, 9, 1. I love this amberdot. I saw this in the Skunkworks public puzzles, and I said, I've got to solve this. I've featured amberdot puzzles before. Stay tuned in the end. I'll give you a link to another one of hers that I think you'd really enjoy. So let's finish this to the end here. We got a 1 and a 1 here. So this has to be your 1. This has got to be your 6. And so 6 and a 6, we know we can now solve here for a 5 and a 6. Let's continue the solving. 5 and a 5
has been crying for a while.
This can no longer be a 5. You got the 5 cutting across there. So this has to be your 5. And now you got the 2, 4 cutting across. Here's your 4.
There we go.
So there's your 2. And there's your 4. Here's your 2. And you got a 4 up here. So there's your 7. There's your 4. And now you can solve this for a 7. And then we have a full house remaining. So this has to be your 2. And this is going to be a 3. So we got 2 spots here. You notice the 2's there. So this mark is not for that 2. But what are we missing? We're missing a 1 and we're missing a 4. Here's your 1. That's your 1. That's your 4.
Very nice.
If you enjoyed this puzzle, check out this other solve I did of an
All right. Well, thank you for letting me react to your video, Smart Hobbies, and for notifying me about this puzzle in general. This was a neat puzzle, a really nice demonstration of remote pairs, or the way I did it, coloring. Really enjoyed that. Definitely check out Smart Hobbies' channel. He posts Sudokus, I think, daily, if not daily, very often. And they're usually walkthroughs of classics that require more advanced techniques. So if you are looking for a source of classics, they're all usually handcrafted classics that require specific advanced techniques, or at least encourage the use of specific advanced techniques. And then he will explain how those techniques work. So thank you for collaborating with me, Smart Hobbies. And yeah, definitely check out his channel. And if you are new to my channel, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.